When you think of the term loss leader, what's the first thing you think of? Now, most people would say the Costco hot dog or maybe even the rotisserie chicken, and others are wondering how the loss leads. So, let's clear that up. In the simplest terms, a loss leader is a product that's sold at a loss to attract customers. The hope is that you come in for a cheap product and you stay to buy other things. And despite how simple it sounds, it works. I mean, you have to be a psychopath to walk out of Costco with a single hot dog and not like an industrial sized box of Oreos or 4 gallons of lemonade that you don't need. Costco is not the only place that does this though. Other smaller supermarkets have tried this to increase their foot traffic. Places like Jubilee Market that sells their burgers at $2.55. But what if I told you loss leaders were being used for a more sinister purpose? A way to put down smaller stores by increasing the power of monopolies. Let's look at how loss leaders are scamming you. In Patrick Ray's and I'm gonna butcher this name, Zhijun Chen's paper, Loss Leading as an Exploitative Practice, they look at how loss leading can actually be used as a tool by larger businesses to price out smaller businesses from a market entirely. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's show what they found. Citation in the description if you want to read the paper yourself. Chen and Ray look at loss leading through the lens of large supermarkets, which started to take prevalence around 2012. Nowadays, we have seen them dominate, with over 4,500 Walmarts in America and other chains doing the same. To simplify things, they separated stores into 2 categories, either large supermarkets or small-scale grocery stores. Both of them are set up completely differently. Walmart is a large-scale supermarket. Anything that you possibly want, you can find there, whether it's fresh produce or a new video game. As long as you can fight through some weirdos, it's yours. Now, will it be the best quality? Definitely not. But will it be at a reasonable price? I think so. They appeal to a category called one-stop shoppers, people who just want to get all their groceries at one place and go home. Now, Mrs. V's market operates completely differently. Instead of offering everything like Walmart, Mrs. V's only sells vegan products, albeit at a better price than Walmart. But people who come to Mrs. V's can't buy everything they want there, so they have to go to other grocery stores to fill in the gaps. These are called multi-stop shoppers, people who have to go to more than one place to get all their shopping done. Now let's assume Mrs. V's and Walmart are the only 2 grocery stores in town. If you're a one-stop shopper, you go to Walmart, and if you're a multi-stop shopper, you get your stuff at Mrs. V's and whatever else you want at Walmart. And the 2 stores coexisted happily ever after. Thanks for watching, guys. Wait, what was that?
I'm over here stroking my I got lotion on my right now. I'm just stroking
Oh, for fuck's sake. Mrs. V's bestseller is soy milk that she sells at $5. Walmart also sells soy milk, but because it costs $8 there, they go to Mrs. V's instead. This is where loss leaders come into play. To compete with Mrs. V's, Walmart has to match the price, so they have to sell their soy milk now at $5. But Walmart sold the soy milk at $8 for a reason. It costs $6 to produce. So now every single unit of soy milk that Walmart sells, it'll be losing $1. But Walmart has the luxury of selling a multitude of goods, so they can compensate for this. Walmart can increase the price of other goods, say something like eggs. If they sold eggs at $5 before, they can now sell it for $6, covering all the losses they had from the soy milk. If Walmart adopts this strategy, they basically have the best of both worlds. They already had the entire market of one-stop shoppers before, and now since multi-stop shoppers don't have a reason to go to Mrs. V's, they'll just stay at Walmart. You know, I feel bad for Mrs. V's, but the research done by Chen and Ray show how easy it is for Walmart or any other big company to bully these smaller shops into closing down. And you may think there's a lot of assumptions going on. There's no way that Walmart and Mrs. V's can be the only 2 places in the whole town that sells groceries. Except I do think this is pretty similar to the landscape of grocery stores today. In my town at least, I have not been able to find any grocery stores that have been able to compete with the likes of Walmart. And the thing is, in the real world, it's actually harder for them, because it's not just Walmart, there's a bunch of other chains that do this too. Places like ShopRite, Target, Aldi's, there's a bunch of other players in the space that make it harder for these small grocery stores to survive. But using this strategy is not unique to the supermarket industry. It actually helped one of the biggest companies in the world. Jeffrey Preston Bezos, our favorite billionaire, has been using tactics like described by Chen and Ray to push out smaller companies on his own website. If you buy stuff on Amazon, you've probably seen this brand floating around. Amazon Basics makes anything and everything, from batteries to toilet paper. But how can they make such a wide variety of things and still be so successful? They do so using the power of loss leaders. Take the example of Peak Design. This was a company in 2022 that sold camera bags and accessories on Amazon. That they came to find out that Amazon had been 1-for-1 copying their most successful bag and selling it at 2/3 the price on Amazon Basics. Now, thankfully for Peak Design, this did not put them out of business. This was due to them being vocal about it and having other products to rely on. But other companies aren't so lucky. By having complete control over the entire marketplace, Amazon's able to push their own cheaper products while hiding the higher quality ones. And due to Amazon being a $2 trillion business, they have the luxury of taking losses on these sort of items just to put a small company out of business. And they do this just to raise prices back up when they put their competitors in the dirt. It is so sick. And it shows that the warnings that Chen and Ray had for supermarkets also apply to the online marketplace. Now, at this point, you're probably thinking loss leaders are horrible and should never exist. But I encourage you to think again. Through the paper and the example of Amazon, we have seen loss leaders being used as an anti-competitive device. However, let's go back to the beginning of the video. What's so bad about Costco selling a hot dog for $1.50? This isn't inherently harmful, and if a company has good intentions, it actually can provide benefits to consumers. If we view this as a transaction between customers and companies, they offer a guaranteed cheap product just for customers to come to the store and have a look around. I mean, it seems fair enough. I guess what my point is that loss leading is not the primary issue here, it's how companies use it. Corporations seek profit, plain and simple, and when left to their own devices, they'll do anything to achieve that goal. To companies, people are nothing more than a consumer of a product. This is the world we live in, and these companies are getting greedier and greedier by the day. Which is why when companies act normally, we're kind of taken aback. Like, what do you mean there's no strings attached? Is something going on? Chen and Ray at the end of their paper came to the conclusion that if loss leading was banned entirely, it would actually be beneficial to consumers. But even they admitted that more research needs to be done before implementing into public policy. I wholeheartedly agree with their research, as it opened my eyes to see how companies use this niche marketing tactic to put people out of a job. So if you want to leave this video with one message, don't let it be that you shouldn't gulp down those Costco glizzies, because I know you want to, but let it be that corporations can't be trusted on their own devices, and regulations are needed to treat people as real people, not consumers. Thanks for watching.